Now, here is another issue. I think this is what we overlook a lot about why many husbands in this country are broke. Just even people in general. A lot of men, a lot of people in this country have got weak circles. And I'm going to tell you why we have weak circles. Like I told you, we have 22 million people in this country. And only about 1 million people are actually in formal employment. The majority of people are self-employed or running businesses or things like that. So, and most businesses are not doing fine. This country has got a problem with businesses progressing. The number one killer of small business in this country is the lack of sales, lack of capital, lack of funding, and stuff like that. So you're going to find that you are maybe the only one within the circle of your friends who's got money. A lot of people in this country, we have weak circles. If you have a 10,000 kwacha problem right now, they tell you, could you please raise the 10,000 kwacha? If not, your leg would be amputated. I can assure you many people have their legs amputated because many people don't have anybody in their circle who could send them a 10,000 kwacha for free. Like, oh, my friend has a problem. My friend is in an accident. Oh, my friend is sick. Here's a 10,000 kwacha. Buy drugs. Pay doctors to treat your legs. 90% of people in this country don't have such friends who could send them a 10,000 kwacha immediately when they need it. Because most people in this country, we have weak circles. Because we went to community schools, we grew up with poor people from poor families. Even the kind of courses we did confused courses of poor people where we don't have to pay much money. You went to do these stupid courses that us in the compound like to do because there's no one to sponsor you. So you find that you grew up in a community school, you went to a cheap Dongoristic college, and now you have, confused your friends. People don't have money who are just from poor backgrounds like you. So in the end, you have weak circles. And these are facts. It is why I say no matter how poor you are, no matter how broke you are, if you can sacrifice for your children to go and attend better schools. Because it's not just about paying school fees. It's also about exposure to people who come from well-to-do families. You expose your kids to other kids who have got parents who have influence. People with influence are able to help you get jobs. They're able to help you get a contract. They're able to help you in so many ways. Business ideas, what you can collaborate in many ways. So that exposure, you find that you may be a poor guy, maybe an average guy, but if your kids are in good schools, you expose them to better opportunities than you have. Because most of us, we are broke. Most of us, we are stuck because all our friends are friends who grew up from community schools. People come from very poor families. They are the pillars of their families. Most of our friends come from community colleges, stupid universities which are not even known. They get these confused degrees which no one is willing to employ them to give them better positions. So even when you have a degree, you find that you are a junior because your school, no one knows your school. No one recognizes your paper. It is why you find that even in a circle of friends, it's just confused people. Or maybe just people are just broke because they are all from community schools, cheap colleges, cheap universities, doing, cheap courses. So if you can sacrifice for your kids' school, you take them to better schools, you expose them to opportunities that you can't see today, but 10 years from now, you look back and you say, I made the right decision to send my children to good schools because they will be exposed. Exposure is everything. There's a reason why some of us fail to eat with forks. Do you know how I struggled to get that knife and eat at the hotel the first time I went there? Because I never grew up eating with forks. Nobody taught me how to eat with a fork. If I told you when you go home, you just 5 fingers. The first time I was at a 5-star hotel, I almost drank that water. You know that water they give you in a cup, like a cup. Those to my small plates that look like they are to my washing dishes, but they are nice, they are clean, they are nice. They even put a lemon. For me, I didn't even know I am supposed to wash my hands in that cup plate they give. I thought it's just for water for drinking. I almost drank that water because I didn't have exposure. So, a lack of exposure limits how far you could go in life. Imagine just a simple 5-star hotel. I go there, now I've got money, but I don't have exposure. I don't know that cup plate where when they put water and that lemon is for you to wash your hands. I almost drank that water. And I know I'm not the only one who struggled to learn how to eat with a fork and a knife. I'm not the only one. There are so many people out there who don't know how to touch, how to hold a fork. They can't even hold a fork. Actually, I mean, sometimes some of us, when we go to places, just buy Nshima to avoid the stress. Just buy Nshima and you just eat 5 fingers, you forget. So, exposure, you will not appreciate if you expose your kids to better schools. You will not appreciate now. But it has a way it shapes their thinking. It has a way it shapes how they look at life. You know, it has a way it shapes how they interact, how they look for opportunities. It has a way it shapes how they look at money, how they look at people. There are so many benefits of exposing your children to good schools. It is also good for you because you get an opportunity to meet parents who have kids at that school as your kids, who have better opportunities. They can connect you, you can interact, share business ideas. You get to see how other things are done. For us who grew up in community schools, we never had such kind of good exposure. Have you seen? So you find that because of that lack of exposure, even our friends who are broke friends, they're just watching football, screaming every day. Broke friends. When you tell them that don't watch football all day, they are offended. No, sport, you need leisure. You need to relax. Because it's normal for them to simply scream watching football the whole day. But if you talk about rich friends, they're talking about contracts. I'm going to Malaysia, I'm going to China, I'm what?